اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرجهم. سورة المباركة الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين خاتم النبيين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وبآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين. وصل على صاحب الدعوة النبوية والصولة الحيدرية والإسمة الفاطمية والحلم الحسنية والشجاعة الحسينية والصبر السجادية وآثار الباقرية ومؤثر الصادقية وعلوم الكاظمية وحجج رضوية وجود التقوية والنقاوة النقوية والحيبة العسكرية والغيبة الإلهية والقائمة بالحق. اللهم عجل وليك الفرج. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتاب الكريم ومحكم كتاب المجيد وقوله الحق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإنك لعلى خلق عظيم. From a very young age, as a child, whenever I have been taught about the behavior of the Holy Prophet, whenever I have been taught about the mannerisms of the Holy Prophet, whenever the discussion of the akhlaq of our beloved Prophet has been discussed from a very young age, there is a very short and a beautiful story that is almost synonymous to that discussion. There is a short and beautiful story that is almost mentioned every single time. You might have all guessed it's the story of the old lady that would throw rubbish at the Prophet's head. My elders know much better than I do, but for the benefit of my young brothers and sisters, I'd like to go through that story very briefly. Although I'm sure there's everyone in this room, not one of them who hasn't heard this story at least once in their lifetime. As we all know, whilst the Holy Prophet was living in Mecca, as he would pass along a specific street on the way to his prayers, there was an old woman that would hate the Prophet so much that she would wait for the Holy Prophet to pass down her house and she would throw rubbish on top of his head. Never would the Prophet start complaining or curse at the lady, but rather day after day after day, after every morning, he would use the same street and the old lady would throw rubbish at his head. To his surprise, it so happened that one day the Holy Prophet walks in the same street just under the house of the old lady, but there was no rubbish thrown at his head. The Prophet was surprised. He asked around and inquired about the old lady, to which he was told that this old lady is bedstricken, she is extremely ill. So the Holy Prophet enters the house of the old lady. She sees the old lady very scared, very frightened. The old lady looks at the Prophet. Is Muhammad now going to shout at me? Is Muhammad now going to take revenge at me? Is he now going to hit me and punish me for all that I did to him? The Holy Prophet smiled. He looked at the old lady and he says, don't be scared, don't be frightened. I haven't come here to shout at you. He realizes that this old lady is bedstricken. So he goes about cleaning her house and making sure that she has everything that she needs to make her life comfortable. Looking at this immaculate mannerisms of the Holy Prophet, it can be safe to say that rubbish was no longer thrown at the Prophet's head. This short story, no matter how many times we may have heard this, is an epitome of the definition of the akhlaq of the Holy Prophet. It's the pinnacle of the morality that the Holy Prophet stood for. No matter how harshly the old lady would behave with him, the Holy Prophet's behavior would never change even for an iota. Which is why the holy verse of the Holy Quran that I have had the honor and pleasure to recite before yourselves is a verse from the 68th chapter of the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Qalam, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala proclaims, states in the 4th verse, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ, and most surely you conform yourself to sublime, to noble morality. Indeed, you are a man of great morals. The entire life of the Holy Prophet is an example for us. The way that he eats, the way that he talks, the way that he walks, the way that he interacts with people. Which is why in the same Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in 33rd chapter, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 21 says, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. In the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have the best exemplar. You have the best role model. Tonight, we have gathered here to celebrate the birth anniversary of the two Sadiqain, of the two truthful individuals, the Holy Prophet and Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Tonight is an auspicious occasion. Tonight is a night where Rahmatun lil Alameen was born into this world. Tonight is a night where Khatam al-Nabiyyin, the seal of prophets, came into this world. Tonight is a night where the 6th rightful successor of the Holy Prophet was born into this world. And therefore allow me to extend my heartiest and warmest felicitations and congratulations to one and all on the auspicious birth anniversary of the founder of the religion of Islam, but also on the father of the fiqh that we follow, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Therefore, the topic of discussion that I have chosen for tonight's discussion is titled The Best Moral Exemplars, the Holy Prophet and Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. You see, morals are very important in our life. They dictate how a person is. They dictate how an individual is. A person with morals characterizes his personality. A moral of an individual dictates how he talks, how he interacts with people, how he sits, how he walks, how he eats, and how he drinks. An individual without any moral is an individual that you could say is an individual that is not alive. And a society with no morals is a society that is not alive. Rather, you could say that it is a society that is inhabited by corpses that talk, walk, and eat. But that society is no longer alive when morals are absent within that society. If we take this discussion a little further, what is the difference between laws and morals? You see, laws teach us what to do. However, it is morals that teach us how to become, how to develop ourselves. If I ask you a question, who are we? No, what are we? Are we human doings? Or are we human beings? You see the way that many people carry themselves? It's as if people are human doings. Do this, don't do this. Do that, don't do that. Laws play a very important part in our society, but we should always remember that morals is how we are known for. It is our personality that is characterized by the morals that we have. Morals are something that make us who we are. It makes human beings become what they are. Now the question is, morals, akhlaq, come from the word khulq. What's the difference between khalq and khulq? Khalq relates to the exterior of an individual, whereas khulq relates to the interior of an individual. Khalq relates to the exterior creation of an individual, whereas khulq relates to the development and the nurturing of an individual's behavior. Which is why on the day of Ashura, for example, when Imam Husayn alayhi salam sent Ali al-Akbar, what did he say? Now I am sending that individual that resembles the Holy Prophet in his khalq, in his exterior, and in his khulq, in his interior. Therefore, let us continue this discussion by trying to take some gems from the life of the Holy Prophet and some lessons that we can take from him. The Holy Prophet has been quoted to have said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. Surely, indeed, I have been sent to perfect mankind's morals. Each and every word of this beautiful tradition, hadith, has deep meaning to it. Let us try and break it down word by word. The Holy Prophet starts off by saying, Innama, surely, verily, without a doubt, my sole purpose. Bu'ithtu li'utammima. I have been sent with the message. I have been sent as a prophet, makarim al-akhlaq, to perfect and to complete mankind's morals. If you note here, it says to complete morals. What does it mean to complete? You see, every single prophet that came before Prophet Muhammad came with a moral message. Adam came and he came with his moral message. Nuh, Musa, Isa, Yaqub, Yusuf, they all came with a moral message of their own. However, the Holy Prophet was sent to complete each and every one of their messages, to perfect the message that they came with. No, let us go a little bit further. If you notice, the Prophet in this tradition uses the word makarim al-akhlaq rather than mahasin al-akhlaq. What's the difference between mahasin al-akhlaq and makarim al-akhlaq? Mahasin al-akhlaq refers to good morals. Makarim al-akhlaq refers to noble morals. What is the difference, you might ask, between good morals and noble morals? You see, good morals is, for example, when I was in need of food, shelter, or a loan of money, good moral dictates that you give that to me. And when you are in need of the same food, loan, or shelter, good moral dictates that because you favored upon me, I return the favor and I do good to you. For example, one day I was in need of a ride, a lift, or a car. You gave me that lift, you gave me a car. Good moral dictates that when you are in need of a ride, I also reciprocate that. And I also give you a ride, a lift, or a car. Now, what is the difference between mahasin al-akhlaq, good morals, and makarim al-akhlaq? The difference is that noble manners, noble morals mean that you do good to an individual regardless of whether he does good to you or bad to you. The main difference between good and noble morals is that mahasin al-akhlaq is not something that is new. Everyone does good if you do good to them. From a young age, we've always been taught if someone does good to you, you do good to them. However, we, being the followers of the individual that's brought makarim al-akhlaq, noble morals, dictates that whether someone does bad or good to us, we reciprocate that with good morals. Which is why the Holy Prophet has said, I have innama bu'ithtu li'utammima makarim al-akhlaq. I have been sent with a message to perfect, to complete individuals' noble morals. Therefore, if we take this a little bit further, we see that, for example, we live in a life where if someone was to do bad to us, there is no way that I'm also going to do good to them. I'm also going to do bad to them. If someone is rude to me, then I'm more than capable of dishing out the same level of rudeness to that individual. But that is not what the Holy Prophet is trying to show us. You see, sometimes we live in a society where if a family member annoys the other family members and cut ties with the individuals, rather than mending ties with that family members, they wouldn't even say salams to each other. Yes, I love the Holy Prophet, I love Allah, I love the Imam, but yet I cannot mend my ties with my family members. Or for example, if someone was to offend us, there is no way that we are able to forgive them. Or if someone was to be rude to us, there is no way am I going to be good to them. However, the Holy Prophet tilts this completely on its head and says, Sil man qata'at wa'fa man zalamak wahsa ila man asa'ak. Maintain good relationships with those family members that have cut relationships with you. Forgive those individuals that have oppressed you. Be good to those individuals that have been rude to you. For instance, if I have a family member that has cut ties with me, then I need to go out of my way and try and mend those relationships with me. If someone's offended me, then I need to go and mend those relationships. And it goes back to the same moral example that I started the story off with the old woman throwing rubbish at the head of the Holy Prophet. You see, the Holy Prophet, if it was us, we could have easily taken revenge on that woman, or at least not used the same street again. But yet the Holy Prophet uses the same street in trying to teach us that no matter, regardless of whether an individual believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or he doesn't, whether he believes in the Prophet or he doesn't, whether he believes in the wilayah of Imam Ali or he doesn't, you do good to them because you are my follower. You are the follower of Makarim al-Akhlaq. Salawat ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. And therefore, trying to take some pieces of gems and lessons from the individual that has come to demonstrate the most noblest of manners and the most noblest of attributes, let us try and look into one or two stories from his life. The Holy Prophet, next to Bibi Khadija and Imam Ali alayhi salam, would pray in front of the Holy Kaaba in Mecca. Abu Talib later on also encouraged his son Ja'far to go and join the Prophet, so that a lot of people would then start joining and praying next to the Holy Prophet. However, this annoyed the likes of Abu Jahl. Abu Jahl said to himself, how dare Muhammad pray next to our idols? So what Abu Jahl did at that time was he collected a group of people and he instructed them, ordered them to go and collect the feces of an animal. The feces of an animal, excrement, waste of an animal. When the Holy Prophet would be on sujood, they would come and pour the feces of the animal on top of the head of the Holy Prophet. The Holy Quran states this story. Surah Al-Alaq, chapter 96, verse 9 and 10. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يَنْهَى عَبْدًا إِذَا صَلَّى. Have you not seen the individual that disrespects my servant while he prays? So the individuals would come and throw feces on top of the head of the Holy Prophet. Would the Holy Prophet turn around? Would he start cursing them? Would he start shouting at them? Would he start hitting them? No, the Holy Prophet has come to show the noblest of characteristics. He's come to perfect mankind's morals. What lessons can we take from this story? You see, many times in our schools, in our colleges, in our universities, at our workplace, within our community, we may come across individuals that not only are rude to us, but take it to a whole new level. How then do we respond to that? Do we dish out to them the same level of rudeness that they showed us? Or do we actually show to them that, no, I am the follower of that immaculate Prophet that shows the most noblest of characters? At a similar story, once while the Holy Prophet was seated with his companions, a poor individual comes into the service of his Prophet. He brings with him a bunch of grapes and he presents it into the service of the Holy Prophet and says, Ya Rasulullah, this is a gift for you. The Holy Prophet cheerfully accepts the gift and he takes the first grape. He takes the second grape. He takes the third. Slowly, all of the whole bunch of grapes is eaten. The Holy Prophet eats the whole bunch of grapes all by himself. The poor man is very pleasant and leaves the company of Rasulullah. Now you may have noticed from the story that the Holy Prophet didn't share any of the gifts that he received with the individuals, with the companions that were seated around him. The companions also noticed that and they said, Ya Rasulullah, it's not like you to not share any gifts that you get. What's the reason that you didn't share any gifts with us? The Holy Prophet said, you know, the grapes that he gave me were extremely sour. That's why I didn't want them to give it to you, because if you would have eaten any one of those grapes, you would have started making funny faces in front of that poor man and he would have felt very bad. And because I didn't want him to feel bad, I ate all of the grapes one by one very cheerfully. Subhanallah, this is the individual that has brought the most noblest, the perfect set of morals. You see, many a times we may be gifted with a few things. Sometimes we may like the gift. Sometimes we may not like the gift. What is it that we should be doing? You see, we follow the Holy Prophet. Sometimes we need to appreciate not the gift, but we need to appreciate the individual that has brought the gift. We need to appreciate the efforts the individual, the energy that the individual has put when he's brought the gifts, and reciprocated by at least showing words of gratitude, by showing words of appreciation. This was a couple of stories from the life of the Holy Prophet. However, on this night, let us not only limit ourselves to the lessons from our Holy Prophets. Why? Because أولنا محمد وآخرنا محمد وأوسطنا محمد وكلنا محمد. The first of one is Muhammad. The last of one is Muhammad. The one in the middle is Muhammad. They are all Muhammads. And therefore let us try and delve into a story of an anecdote from our sixth holy Imam, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Our beloved Imam, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, would always follow the most noblest of role models, the Holy Prophet, and his hospitality and his mannerisms were immaculate. People were astonished. Never was his dinner spread devoid of travelers, of destitutes, and other people. Just like the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, he would never have food without the company of a guest. One such occasion, an individual within the house of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq states that I noticed a guest at the house of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. Whilst they were eating, whilst they were seated, this guest raises himself, he stands up to go get something that he needs. The Imam sits him back down and he says, no, the Holy Prophet has prohibited to make any guest work. Allow me to fulfill whatever desire that you have. This is the immaculate mannerisms of our sixth beloved Imam. Not only does he encourage, not only does he try and make us encourage and to host guests within our house, but he takes it to a different level. He makes sure that his guests are taken care of completely, that they don't even need to stand up to get anything for them. This is the life of our sixth beloved Imam. Immaculate mannerisms, behaviors, and most sublime morals and attributes. Let us take this discussion a little bit forward. You see, many people can argue that these morals that we've just been discussing about today, these attributes, these traits of an individual's, you don't necessarily need a prophet to tell you what's good morals, what's bad morals. People can argue that you don't necessarily need an imam to tell you do this, don't do that. At the end of the day, morals are innate to an individual. They're obvious, they're natural. Everyone knows that something like lying is bad. Everyone knows backbiting is bad. Everyone knows being arrogant is bad. Yes, it may be the case. However, you need someone from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, someone who's been sent from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to show you the different avenues that can be opened within akhlaq, within different mannerisms. What do I mean? Yes, it is obvious that backbiting is bad, but you need a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to tell you that backbiting is bad, except for when you are giving a reference when it comes to a marriage. Everyone will agree that lying is bad, but you need a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to tell you that yes, lying is bad, except for when you are trying to reconcile a couple and in the hope of rekindling their marriage and rekindling their love with each other. Everyone knows arrogance, takabbur, is a bad trait. However, you need a prophet to tell you that arrogance with the arrogant is a worship. You see, sometimes with some individuals, you have to be humble to them. You have to be polite to them. However, there are some individuals that are so arrogant that if you aren't arrogant with them, they won't be able to stop them. Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq has said, takabbur ala al-mutakabbir ibadah. Arrogance against the arrogant is a virtue, is ibadah, is a worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are morals these are avenues that have been opened to us by the Holy Prophet, his A'immah, and the Ahlul Bayt. Salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Further than that, some people may argue that yes, the Holy Prophets are our role models, but at the end of the day, they are infallibles. Yes, of course, the Holy Prophets and the Imams are infallible, but at the end of the day, they're still human beings. They're still faced with the same pressures that we do, but they are able to overcome them. Regardless of this, let us look at some examples from those individuals that were able to emulate the likes of the Holy Prophet and his Aimma in such an immaculate way that they too become role models for us. What do I mean? Malik al-Ashtar once was walking down the alleys of Kufa and he happened to pass down a marketplace, a trading place. He was looking as a very indigent, poor individual. One of the traders looking at him looked at him with scornful eyes and scornfully picked up a lump of clay and hurled it at his head. Malik disregarded that event. He ignored that individual and went on his way. One of the other traders in the marketplace looked at him and he said, "Do you know who that individual was?" The trader says, "No, I don't. I have no idea who this individual was." The individual says, "This is Malik al-Ashtar, the companion of Amir al-Mu'mineen, the commander-in-chief of the armies of Kufa." A shiver ran down the spine of this individual, and he quickly went out seeking for Malik. He noticed that Malik was inside a mosque praying. As soon as Malik's prayers, his namaz finished, he dropped at the feet of Malik. "Oh Malik, please forgive me. I had no idea what I've just done. Please, I seek forgiveness from you." Malik raised him up and he said, "There is no sin on you. Rather, I've just come into this mosque to pray 2 rakats to pray for your forgiveness." This is Hazrat Malik, not an infallible, yet he follows the Holy Prophet and the Aimmas in such an immaculate way. Yes, he is powerful. Yes, he is the general of the armies in Kufa. But yet, he is demonstrating makarim al-akhlaq. He is demonstrating the most noblest of mannerisms, even though someone was just rude to him. If we take it a step further and look at someone more contemporary, Allama Sayyid Muhammad Husayn Tabatabai, the author of Tafsir al-Mizan, his life is so immaculate and so broad. Let me just take one aspect from his life. Ayatollah Ibrahim Amini says that I was with the Allama for 30 years of my life, and I was attending his private Thursday night classes and also his Friday classes. The Allama was a chaste, humble, kind, desire-lacking type of individual. Never in a moment have I seen him become harsh or insult or get angry towards a student. Every time a student would refer to him as professor, as ustad, the Allama would say to him, "Look, don't call me ustad. We are both here colleagues in trying to search for the truths of Islam." The Allama would never, in my experience, interrupt everyone, and he would calmly listen to each and every individual. These are contemporary personalities that have immaculately followed and emulated the Holy Prophet at such a way that they too have become role models for us. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And therefore, before presenting a conclusion, in order to summarize what we've started discussing tonight, the ayah of the Holy Quran that we took was from the 68th chapter of the Holy Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Innaka la'ala khuluqin azim." The Holy Prophet, most surely you conform yourself to most sublime of morality. Tonight we discussed the differences of mahasin al-akhlaq and makarim al-akhlaq, and how the Holy Prophet carried him to a higher standard on whether or not people would do bad to him, he would do good to them. We tried to take some gems from his life and also some gems from the Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. And right now, in trying to present a short conclusion toward yourself, to conclude, there is no doubt that the beautiful religion of Islam was spread by the morals, by the attributes, by the akhlaq of the Holy Prophet. The Holy Prophet, even those that had doubts in the message of the Holy Prophet, still never doubted in his personality, in his attributes, because they still continued to call him Al-Amin, As-Sadiq, the honest, the truthful. Even after he brought the message of Islam, they would still leave their belongings and their treasures with him, even though they would go to travel. Those individuals would have utmost respect for the Holy Prophet, regardless of whether or not they followed his message or not. The Holy Prophet in every way and shape is the role model for us. The way that he spoke, the way that he ate, the way that he drank, the way that he spelled, the way that he interacted with the individuals. From his humbleness to his bravery, from his forgiveness to his forbearance, from his immaculate role model character in every aspect. He is the best role model and example for us. لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. However, it is unfortunate that this amazing individual has been given the worst of images in our current life. This individual that has come to this world as a mercy upon mankind has been given the worst of images by the wider community. You see, at the end of the day, the responsibility lies on us. We should be a mirror towards the life of the Holy Prophet and his beloved progeny. For example, if you want to know how a master, how a teacher is, then you should look at the way his students, his followers behave. For example, everything that we do good, it reflects on the Holy Prophet and his Ahlul Bayt and his progeny. And whether we like it or we don't like it, every time we do something bad, it reflects on the Holy Prophet and his progeny, which is why Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq has said, "Kunu zaynan lana wa la takunu shaynan alayna." Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be a source of ornament for us, not a source of dhillah, not a source of disgrace for us. Habibuna ala nas. Make people love us. Don't make the people hate us. Next time we go out in our schools, in our colleges, in our universities, in our workplaces, or within our community and society, every time we start interacting with people, let us not interact with them as individuals of such as Muhammad, Ali, Abbas, Sakina, Zahra, Zainab, but rather let us talk as an individual that represents the individual that was a mercy upon mankind. Let us be those individuals that represent the Holy Prophet who has brought the most noblest of characteristics. Let us represent that individual that is by all means the perfect creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Salawat ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. عزیزان گرامی اور سامعین محترم، آج ہم یہاں جمع ہوئے ہیں رسول اللہ کی ولادت منانے کے لیے اور ان کے چھٹے جانشین امام جعفر صادق کی ولادت منانے کے لیے. رسول اللہ کی شخصیت وہ شخصیت ہے کہ جس کے بیان کے لیے اگر دنیا کے سارے درختوں کو قلم بنا دیا جائے، سمندروں کے پانی کو روشنائی بنا دیا جائے اور زمین و آسمان تک کے مخلوق اگر لکھنا شروع کر دے، تو یہ تو گمان ہو سکتا ہے کہ دنیا کے درخت، دنیا کے قلم ٹوٹ جائیں گے، سمندروں کا پانی خشک ہو جائے گا، زمین و آسمان تک کے مخلوق لکھ لکھ کر تھک جائیں گے، لیکن میرے پیارے نبی کی سیرت مکمل نہ ہو پائے گی. زندگیاں بیت گئی، قلم ٹوٹ چکے، سمندروں کا پانی خشک ہو گیا، لیکن تیرے اوصاف کا ایک باب بھی پورا نہ ہوا. ایک کلمہ گوہ کے لیے، ایک مومن کے لیے، ایک مسلمان کے لیے رسول کی ذات گرامی ہر لحاظ سے مرکزوں کا محور ہے. عزیزان گرامی، یہ زمین و آسمان، یہ طرفین، یہ مشرقین، یہ مغربین رسول کی ذات کے اندر گم ہے. اس کی عقیدت کے آن ہر رنگ و بو میں اور لال و گوہر میں ہے. ہر مہکتے ہوئے چمن اور کلیوں کے مہک میں ہے، بلبل کی چہک میں اور ہواؤں کے لہروں میں ہے. نبی، ہر یہ چیز نبی کے جلوے دیتی ہے. عزیزان گرامی، مگر رسول خدا کی شخصیت، ان کا کردار، ان کی سیرت اتنی اعلیٰ ہے، اتنی برتر ہے، اتنی بلند ہے کہ ہماری پہچان سے بھی بالا تر. جو فلسفیوں سے کھل نہ سکا اور نکتہ وروں سے حل نہ ہوا، وہ راز پیغمبر نے فرما دیا چند اشاروں میں. جب حضور آئے تو ساری آفرینش پا گئی دنیا، اندھیری سے نکل کر روشنی میں آ گئی دنیا. سوتے ہوئے ذہنوں کا زنگ اترا، بجھے چہروں پہ نور آیا. جب حضور آئے تو انسانوں کو جینے کا شعور آیا. عزیزان گرامی، 14 صدیاں بیت چکی، لیکن یہ روشنی کا منارہ آج تک سورج بن کر آب و تاب سے چمک رہا ہے. عزیزان گرامی، آج ہم یہاں جمع ہوئے ہیں رسول اللہ اور امام جعفر صادق کی ولادت منانے کے لیے آج سبھی خوش ہیں. ملائکہ خوش، فرشتے خوش، کعبہ خوش ہے، قرآن خوش ہے، خود خدا خوش ہے، اور محب محمد اور آل محمد خوش ہے. مومنین کو آج خوش ہونا چاہیے، اور ہم کتنے خوش نصیب ہیں کہ ہم چاہے معصومین کی ولادت ہو یا شہادت ہو، ہم ان کے غم میں بھی غم مناتے ہیں اور ان کی ولادت میں بھی، ان کی خوشی میں بھی خوشی مناتے ہیں. عزیزان گرامی، آج جس ولادت کے لیے ہم یہاں جمع ہوئے ہیں ان کو لقب دیا گیا تھا صادق، اور امام جعفر صادق کو بھی لقب دیا گیا تھا صادق. امام جعفر صادق علیہ السلام کون ہے؟ جن کی گفتار رسول کی گفتار، جن کے رفتار رسول کے رفتار، جن کی سیرت رسول کی سیرت، جن کا صبر رسول کا صبر، جن کا حوصلہ رسول کا حوصلہ، جن کا فیصلہ رسول کا فیصلہ، جن کا لہجہ رسول کا لہجہ. اسی لیے تو شاعر آل محمد نے کیا خوب فرمایا ہے، اسلام بے رونق ہے اگر کردار معصوم نہ ہو. اسلام بے رونق ہے اگر کردار معصوم نہ ہو. صداقت خاموش ہے اگر امام جعفر صادق نہ ہو. ہم اللہ سبحانہ و تعالیٰ کی بارگاہ میں دعا گو ہیں، بار الہ رسول اللہ کے آخری جانشین امام زمانہ جو پردے غیب میں ہے، ان کے ظہور میں جلد سے جلد تعجیل فرما، اور جب ان کا ظہور آئے تو ہم ان کے اصحاب اور انصار میں شریک ہو. افضل السلام